This isn't even really about Kanye West. This is about the president sitting there, listening, nodding, laughing, calling Kanye West a smart cookie, saying Kanye West can speak for him anytime, putting on this show less than 24 hours after the worst hurricane to ever hit the Florida Panhandle made landfall.
برسا مسیح ما اومدیم کاخ شمس هممون بی‌حجابیم اینم از دختران بی‌حجاب ما هممون بی‌حجابیم من که اصلا امکان نداره بذارم بارون من قشنگه میاد حجاب میخوام چیکار خیلی کیف میده و همه دخترها پیشنهاد میکنم که حجابتون رو بردارین و از این بارون بهاری لذت ببرین.
Since the weekend, up to 3,000 migrants have crossed from Honduras into Guatemala. They are part of a caravan hoping to reach the U.S. U.S. President Donald Trump has tweeted that anyone coming into the country illegally will be arrested and that he might cut aid to Honduras. One of the group's leaders, former lawmaker Bartolo Fuentes, was arrested as he crossed the border into Guatemala.
As long as they ain't flaunting it out in my yard or nothing, because, you know, I'm a man.
This is getting kids killed all over the country. Because you know where I was at? I'm driving with my friend, okay?
Yes, sir.
And we're talking, and then all of a sudden a gun run comes in. So we're driving down the road, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they call in and they say, there's two young male blacks, one with all red pants and a blue sweatshirt, and one wearing red and black. They look really young and they just flashed a gun. Okay? Do you think... Listen, here's the deal. Okay? You had to show somebody because how the hell did they know you had it?
I ain't showing nobody. I know I was just holding it like running like this.
Okay, you can't do that, dude. In today's world, listen,
Yes.
that thing looks real, bro.
I'm so sorry.
You should be sorry, and you should be scared.
Yes, sir.
If that was a different cop, bro, he killed it. And you pulled it out, you should have just... I got it right here.
No, I didn't want to shoot out there.
I know you didn't want me to shoot. You think how old are you, boy?
11 years old.
How old are you, young man?
13.
Do you think I want to shoot an 11-year-old? Do you think I want to shoot a 13-year-old? Do I honestly look like the type of dude that wants to shoot anybody?
Yes, sir.
But do I look like the type of dude that will shoot somebody?
Yes, sir.
All right. I pride myself being a pretty bad hombre, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I gotta be.
Yes, sir.
Don't make me.
Yes, sir.
I pull up on him, and I'm not gonna lie to you, you know, doing cop stuff, I drew down on him. While I'm rolling up on him in the car, he freaks out, and he starts to pull the gun out of his waistband.
He could have shot you for that. You know that?
He dropped it real fast, and I didn't know it was a BB gun until it hit the sidewalk. Regardless of what people say about the dudes wearing this uniform, okay, we care, all right? We legitimately care. I've been in the military. I've been overseas. I'm a police officer. I've had to do things that I hope that your generation never has to do. Having said that, the last thing I ever want to do is shoot an 11-year-old man. Because your life hasn't even gotten started yet. And it could have ended.
Right.
Because I wouldn't have missed. I could have killed you. I want you to think about that tonight when you go to bed. You could be gone. Everything you want to do in this life could have been over.
It was a victory for women in America.
You think that putting a sexual assaulter on the court is a victory for women?
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
So you believe in men assaulting women? That's what your vote has today, Senator.
I believe in due process.
You believe in due process? Lots of women were out there talking about their stories and you don't. Do you believe in a man lying about his alcohol in front of the Senate and perjury? Do you believe in perjury?
Thank you for expressing your First Amendment rights.
So why do you support a man that abuses women? Shame on you, Ted Cruz.
God bless you, ma'am.
Shame on you, Ted Cruz. 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 Shame on you, Ted Cruz.
In a new op-ed, Representative Steve Scalise is speaking out, calling their behavior a direct threat to our democracy.
House Majority Whip Representative Steve Scalise joins us now. Congressman, it's as if they forgot what happened to you. You were bleeding to death at second base because a Bernie Sanders supporter thought he had to kill Republicans. Do they understand that these deranged people just need a go sign and their aggression could be the trigger?
Well, you know, you're seeing more and more of this from the left, and there's no place for it. And what I wrote about was that when you see these kinds of things being said, It is inciting people, and frankly, it's not the direction that we should be going. It's not what our country's all about. You know, we're a great country that celebrates the fact we can actually disagree with each other, we can disagree with our government, but there's a way to resolve it. You resolve your differences at the ballot box. You don't resort to violence, and to see leaders calling on violence, that happens in third world nations, not in America.
Congressman, why did you decide to write the op-ed?
Well, I'm concerned that you're seeing an increase of this. You know, look, I would like to see leaders on both sides calling it out. You're seeing leaders on the right calling it out. You're not seeing any leaders on the left calling it out. In fact, you're seeing some of the leaders on the left inciting more violence, calling on more violence instead of saying there's no place for it. I'd like to see the mainstream media asking both Republican and Democrat leaders to stand up against this kind of rhetoric, this kind of violence.
Has anybody ever said to you, Mr. President, let me have your phone. I want to take your phone away from you for just a brief shining moment. We don't want any more of these tweets. Anybody ever tried that?
No, and I don't think I'd be talking to you if I did that. It's a way of getting out the message. Look, we have fake news. Everyone's fake. You look at and I'm not saying you and some of the people on Fox, not all of them, but some of them, but there's so much misinformation being put out. That's my only form of communicating, really, other than having a press conference every hour. If I do a press conference every hour, now we're communicating very well. The polls are going through the roof. I think the Republicans are going to do well in the midterms, and I'm doing a lot of work on this. But to be honest with you, I get such phony news. Everything's a fake. Even yesterday, I gave an interview to AP, and the headline was totally different from everything I said. The headline was this terrible headline. Everything else was perfect. You know, the quotes were all perfect, and they've been criticized for it. You know, where did they come up with that headline? So if I gave that up, it's social media. I don't call it tweeting, I call it social media. It goes on your show. Every time I do something, you say, we have breaking news, whatever it may be. But I really believe if I didn't do that, Stuart, number one, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you.
But you like it too, don't you?
I do like it. It's a form of getting out the truth.
And you like the press conferences?
Well, I enjoy them.
You never miss an opportunity. When a question is shouted at you, you almost always respond.
What's funny, sometimes I get a really nasty person with a horrible, stupid question from like CNN because they're just so horrible and so fake. But, you know, I'll get this horrible question from some reporter at CNN. Then I'll hit the reporter back just modestly hard. And the next thing, President hits reporter, it's terrible, freedom of the press. I said, wait a minute, they hit me so viciously. I give them a little jab, and the story is Trump hits reporter. So, you know, it's pretty unfair stuff. But again, you get out there, whether I do it this way or whether I do it through social media, but we're definitely getting the word out. We have the greatest economy in the history of our country, and it's not being reported. You go to NBC, which is terrible terrible news organization. But you go to NBC, CBS, ABC, I mean,
CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN. John Roberts of Fox. Let's go to a real network. John.